Does job security really exist, or is it just a myth? Let's talk about it.
The most depressing thing I've ever learned as a nurse is that your jobs, your employers will actually never care about you in the slightest. Because one time, my coworker passed away, and he was an awesome nurse, and he gave 20 years of his career to that one unit. I could not imagine working at a job for more than like 1 year. Like, that's so impressive. And I thought, yeah, the hospital cares about us, especially for this person who spent 20 years of his career at the hospital. And nope, nothing. Not an email, not a moment of silence, nothing about him, like he never existed. And I swear, the next day, his job was posted on the website for grabs. Like he never existed, you know? And I just thought that was so depressing. And as nurses, we just do so much for the hospital and for our patients, but the second we need any help or assistance or we pass away, it's like we don't matter in the slightest. We don't exist. So just take care of yourself, man. Do your job well as a nurse. Be an awesome coworker. Be respectful. But if you ever need help, man, just take that day off. Okay? You deserve it.
100% facts. Again, like I said, these jobs, especially talking about healthcare, it's a business. And these jobs really don't care about you. You know, there may be people that work at the job or at the corporation that may care about it, but overall, a lot of these jobs that are for profit are there to make money. And like I said, you're just, you know, you're just there to help them go along. Do I think job security is a myth? Um, yeah, I probably would say it is a myth. I probably would lean towards it is a myth. But I believe the solution to combat that is having skill sets, having a marketable skill set that's in demand. So if a job start acting funny or acting weird, you could take that skill set, go back into the marketplace, and not have a difficult time finding another job. I think that's the ultimate key. Also, with living below your means and investing your money. I mean, compound interest is your friend.
Is no such thing as job security. A lot of people have said they've been going to big companies so they can get job security, and they're finding out that does not exist. Google, Facebook, all of these large tech companies are laying people off right now. Let me tell you a story about a family friend. He has worked at Foot Locker for 20 years. He has put a great portion of his life and time into that company, and he just got shit canned this week. Can you imagine working 20 years at a company and just getting, hey, we're letting you go, and you're in your 50s? It's too late to start over. It's
Yeah, that has to be absolutely devastating because, like I said, we all know a lot of these jobs practice age discrimination. You know, once you get a certain age and you're out there in the job market, it can be tough for you.
just a horrible situation. And I've known this for a long time because, my family, we got started, being entrepreneurs after, my grandfather got screwed working for the same company, always got screwed on his bonus. And my dad saw that growing up and he says, that's not going to be me. And as soon as he started working for a company and got screwed, he started his own business. And at the end of the day, it is very risky running your own business. You're responsible for everything. But I think there's way more security in owning your own business because at the end of the day, I think you are always going to get screwed working for someone else. I see it with
See, this is where I have to give a little bit of pushback. Especially with the advent of social media, you have a lot of these influencers pushing everyone to be business owners. And it's just number one, it's just not realistic for everybody to be a business owner. And number two, most businesses, don't stand the test of time. Again, I think it's a much better idea to have in-demand skill set that you can leverage in the marketplace. And then when you do get a job, you have to live below your means. You have to invest your money. Like I said, try to get with a company that has a great 401k, 403b, max these vehicles out, Roth RA, and then you'll be much better off if you do wind up getting laid off or, you get laid off unexpectedly. Again, like I said, I don't think this whole entrepreneurship is a cure for everything. Is a It's a good solution for most people. Again, I think most people will be much better off getting a skill set that's in demand. That's the key, in demand, and leveraging that skill set in the marketplace.
With my friends, it's Christmas time. They work for these real estate companies. They always get screwed on their bonus, their commission. So at the end of the day, I recommend starting your own business. It's going to be 10 times more work than working a 9 to 5, but you are going to have more security in the long term. And especially we're about to enter another, recession, depression, and these companies have no loyalty anymore, and they are going to be laying off everyone. And it makes economic sense. Someone that's been there for 20 years, they've built in a high salary, their healthcare is higher. They are the first ones to go. They will hire new graduates to do the same job for half the price. So look at starting a business if you want to be, financially free, because, this myth of working for a big company and having job security is a joke. So follow me, the Bitcoin Capitalist, if you want to learn more about Bitcoin.
Again, see, it seems like he's one of these influencers that are trying to pitch people to become entrepreneurs. Again, like I said, I think that's not a solution for majority of people.
30 dozens of people finding themselves suddenly out of a job after Pepsi.
It was kind of crazy, like, this is how y'all treat like your employees.
Teamsters Local 727 claims the plant closed without any prior warning. They say at 5:45 this morning, PepsiCo sent an email to union members detailing the plant's immediate closure.
Wow. Imagine waking up, your normal routine, think you're going to go to work, and an email is sent out, and you find 5:45 in the morning, you find out that the plant is completely closed.
But union reps argue that violates the WARN Act, which requires employers with 75 or more full-time employees to give 60 days advance notice of pending plant closures or mass layoffs.
This is the first time I've ever heard of people being told you are laid off effective immediately at this scale with no notice and really no answers of any kind.
PepsiCo released a statement acknowledging that the decision to close the 51st Street plant was difficult, but that it met all applicable legal requirements. Employees will receive their full wages and benefits through December 28th unless they resign before that date.
Okay, that's probably the legal loophole, how they will be able to get away with this. They're going to pay these employees to the end of the year, so they will still be getting paid even though they don't have a job. Like I said, this is very, very, very tragic. Especially around the holidays. I'm sure people have been there 20, 30 years. But again, this kind of touches on what I was talking about in the beginning of the video. I'm assuming a lot of these drivers have their CDL. So they should be able to find some type of work. It may not be as good of a job as they had here at Pepsi, but at least they probably can find something to hold them off till they find something better. Again, like I said, having a skill set or some type of certification with some type of demand is always going to be your best bet against job security.
The company also says it will work with union leaders to address the details of the closure. This unexpected shutdown has left dozens of workers facing uncertainty about their futures.
There's no job security. At any given moment, you could lose your job and lose your source of income. It doesn't even have to be a reason. They can simply say, we're going in a different direction, and here's a little severance pay, and good luck on your future endeavors. And it certainly doesn't matter how long you've been employed at this job. Could be 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. You might be a manager, anything, and they can just simply decide to cut you off. So please try to create another stream of income. I don't know how you're going to do it. I'm not saying it's easy, but find a way, because at any moment, your job can let you go.
Now, that is facts. I do believe, especially in this day and age, especially with all the technology that we have at our disposal, everyone should have some type of side income or some type of, other source of income. You just don't want to rely on one income, especially, if it's a job and you have people in control of that job making decisions that, you have no say in.
You guys, stop doing things for job security. Job security does not exist. If COVID taught us anything, it should have taught us that. Job security does not exist. You might as well do what you want to do because job security doesn't exist. The company goes down. There's a change in leadership. Most of you guys don't even know who's making the decisions in your company. Most of you can't even name the CEO of the company that you work for or the board members. You're putting all your eggs and all your trust in these people that you have no idea who's running the company. So you might as well bet on yourself, or at least be more educated and informed. I love you. Have the most amazing day. Live your dreams, you guys.
Again, like I said, nothing wrong with betting on yourself, but we have to be realistic at the same time. Like I said, this notion that everyone is going to have their own business, and it's just not going to work. Like I said, it takes a lot of work, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and a lot of time to have a successful business. And a lot of times you're going to be working twice as hard as you were at a 9 to 5. And the reality is, most people don't want to do that.
The biggest lie told to mankind, it is job security. It is such an absolute lie. And I witnessed this during the pandemic. I witnessed this during the recession. I've seen this as well during the tech crisis when Salesforce, Google, Facebook, they laid off 10,000 plus people per company. So when people tell me that contracting and consulting isn't safe, I mean, I've been consulting for 4 years and I've gone back to back. I've had literally about a month off in between contracts. So job security is a lie. If you think that you should be permanent because you're gonna be safe, you know, it's nonsense. So if you're thinking about going freelance or consulting, maybe it's the time to do it. Peace.
I mean, like I said, freelance 1099 has its pros and cons. Like I said, the best thing to do is, like I said, arm yourself with the best skill sets in whatever industry you are. So if you do face job loss or termination, you just have a higher probability of bouncing back quicker.
Security is a myth. I realized that when, after busting my behind off, I found out that I wasn't going to get paid maternity leave because teachers don't get paid maternity leave. Let me explain. When you go on maternity leave, your pay is used to pay the substitute teacher and you get whatever is left of it. That is your maternity leave pay. When you're in the first 5 years of your career, you and the substitute teachers make almost the same thing. On my delivery bed, mind you, I refused to give birth until I graduate, which was so stupid, but story for another time. I found out on my delivery bed that I was going to get paid $100 a month for my maternity leave time. $100.
$100 a month. I wonder where she's located. Is this America? Is this outside of America? That's insane.
I've been working for a minute. I've been going to school for a minute. Where is the job security in that? Where was my security in that? If that is what is giving you the confidence to think that you have job security because you're working and if something happened to you, you're going to be taken care of, wake up. It's not going to happen. But that is when I started to think outside the box and look for different ways to make income. It's time for you to start finding different ways to make income. If you want to learn more about digital marketing, hit the follow button, DM me so I can talk to you more about it. Because the security you think you have is an illusion. Beautiful.
These influencers kill me, man. They try to give you a heartfelt story and then they hit you with the sell pitch at the end.
If you work in healthcare and you think you have job security, think again. I know that I always talk about nursing being a very recession-proof job, and it really is for the most part, but no one is safe. I stumbled upon this really great Instagram post this morning, and I just want to read it to you guys. It says, job security is a myth. Don't fool yourself. All it takes is one conversation in a different room and you're out of work. The only job security is 6 months of savings, transferable skills, and a great network of people that can help you.
Now, that very last sentence touches on basically what I've been saying this whole time. Like I said, the job security is your skill set and living below your means, i.e. having savings. That's the job security. You, what you got up here or what you could do with your hands, that's the job security. If you have that, like I said, you're competent at your job. You don't even have to be the best. You're competent. You're safe. You'll be all right. But again, a lot of people don't want to invest the time to get the certain kind of skill sets, the right skill sets that the market is willing to pay for. And, that's where I think that, the kind of the trouble starts. A lot of people, have bought into this notion that you have to love your job, you have to do what you love. And I mean, I never bought into that. It's just about having a job that you could tolerate, that you can manage, and, going from there. And then, like I said, working on investing, like I said, building that compound interest, and ultimately, trying to develop some other streams of income outside of your 9 to 5. Again, I mean, this woman is a nurse, and I mean, if anything, with the pandemic taught us, nursing is probably or healthcare is probably one of the most recession-proof jobs on the face of the planet.
And this is so true. I have a friend who's a nurse practitioner who got laid off during the start of the pandemic, and she's been working in the same company for like 5 years. And we all thought, that's never going to happen to us. We're essential. But then look what happened. So if anything, this is your sign.
I'd be interested to know the backstory. That's got to be very rare. I mean, a nurse practitioner getting laid off during the pandemic. I mean, they literally were begging for nurses. They literally had nursing. They were literally allowing nurses that didn't even complete their NCLEX exam to practice as nurses. So I don't know. Maybe it sounds like it's more to that story that she's leaving out.
To boost up your savings, learn new skills that would make you a strong candidate for the next job, and always network.
Most job security is no longer secure. You fill out all these applications, you go on all of these interviews, you answer all of these questions, you fill out all of this paperwork, you take all of this training just for somebody to possibly snatch your job up after a month and a half due to performance issues. Fuck out there. Wake the fuck up, Preston. We are going through a renaissance period right now, and it is the digital renaissance, which means any motherfucking body who has enough gumption and enough wherewithal to actually start the process, do the process, and see the shit through can start making more money than a motherfucker who went to school, got good grades, and got the good job that they were supposed to retire from. There are some 9 to 5ers that are going to be an integral part of the economy, but we are quickly transitioning into an entrepreneurial economy.
Again, there's definitely some truth into what she's saying. Like I said, it is important for people to have digital real estate. But again, to think that everybody's going to be some type of influencer or some type of YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, influencer is just unrealistic, in my opinion.
Jobs are no longer reliable either. So why not do something that's a little bit more fun? So many people are getting laid off. You could lose your job tomorrow without any notice to you. Like, you have absolutely no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. Just because a job is considered a good adult job doesn't mean you have complete job security. You could lose your job tomorrow. The company could go under. They could have layoffs. There's so many reasons to why you could lose your job tomorrow. So even though TikTok money can go away, yes, tomorrow TikTok can be completely taken off the internet and you can't post on it anymore and it's not a thing anymore. Then, okay, I can go back out and get another minimum wage job like I had. It's not that big of a deal. But for the time being, if I have the opportunity to do so, why would I not do something that I enjoy more and have the potential to make so much more money than I did in retail? It makes more sense to me.
It makes sense, but then it doesn't. I mean, again, TikTok, all these social media platforms are an algorithm. So when it's good, but when it's bad. My suggestion would be to do both. Do your social media once you get off from your 9 to 5, and still try to develop skill sets in the real world so you got something to fall back on. But let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think job security is a myth? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.